Behind gilded gates and towering facades lie stories of dark secrets, scandal, crime, and hauntings that refuse to die. From blood-soaked tragedies to whispers of restless spirits, every estate in this video carries a shadowed past. Tonight we open the doors to some of the world's grandest homes and uncover the nightmares hidden inside. If you're drawn to history, mystery, and exploration, I invite you to turn on post notifications and subscribe so you can join us as we uncover the hidden histories of different properties around the world. High in the misty mountains above Lake Como, swallowed by forest and silence, stands one of Italy's most infamous ruins. Villa dei Vecchi, known to the locals as the Ghost Mansion. Commissioned in 1854 by Count Felix dei Vecchi as a lavish retreat, the villa was meant to echo with music and luxury. Instead, it became the stage for tragedy. Legend tells that the Count returned home one day to find his wife brutally murdered and his daughter missing without a trace. Not long after, the Count himself died, and the house began its slow collapse into ruin. By the 1920s, occultists and thrill seekers were drawn to the villa. Rumors claim that Aleister Crowley himself once stayed there, leaving behind whispers of sinister rituals and suicides. Even today, locals tell of satanic ceremonies, a black piano that plays by itself at midnight, and ghostly figures wandering behind shattered windows. Overall, time has been merciless. Earthquakes, neglect, and vandals have left the villa in ruins, but its legend still endures. Villa dei Vecchi remains one of Italy's most haunting ruins, a place where history, tragedy, and the supernatural are forever bound. Across the world, in the quiet town of Junee, New South Wales, rises Australia's most haunted home, the Monte Cristo Homestead. Built in 1885 by wealthy landowner Christopher Crowley, it was meant to symbolize fortune and power. Instead, it became a house soaked in grief. A maid fell or was pushed from a balcony to her death. A stable boy burned alive in a fire. A child was dropped down the staircase, her screams silenced instantly. And in the outbuildings, a mentally ill man was chained for decades, left to die in filth. When Crowley passed, his widow Elizabeth withdrew into the mansion, living as a recluse until her death in 1933. Locals say that her stern spirit never left, still pacing the upstairs halls. Visitors today speak of phantom footsteps, flickering lights, and faces in the windows. Far away in Venice stands a crumbling palazzo known as the House of Spirits. To outsiders, it appears like any other Renaissance palace. Pale walls rising from the lagoon, but gondoliers refuse to pass too close after dark. Once a gathering place for artists, the house fell into ruin after betrayal, affairs, and the murder of a young noblewoman ultimately bound its fate to tragedy. Over the centuries, locals whispered of ghostly lights flickering in the windows and mournful voices carried across the canals at night. Today, its walls are cracked, its windows shuttered, but its legend still breathes. In Venice, beauty and tragedy are inseparable, and nowhere is that more true than here. In Slovenia, perched on a 400-foot cliff, clings Predjama Castle, a fortress fused with stone and legend. Its most famous master was Ezram Luger, a rebellious knight that people compare to Robin Hood. During a year-long siege, his enemies starved in the valley below while he feasted, thanks to a series of secret tunnels running through the mountain. But betrayal struck when he least expected it. A servant bribed by his enemies revealed the moment that he entered the castle's outhouse. A single cannonball ended him in an instant. His spirit, they say, still lingers within the castle walls. Today, the castle's labyrinth of staircases and tunnels remain a place where history and legend blur, haunted by whispers of siege, betrayal, and defiance. In San Jose, California, there stands a house unlike any other in the world. From the outside, it looks grand, even beautiful. But step inside and you'll find staircases that climb straight into ceilings, doors that open into walls, and hallways that twist like a trap. This is the Winchester Mystery House, a mansion built for the dead. Its mistress was Sarah Winchester, widow of the rifle magnate whose fortune is believed to be paid for in blood. After losing her infant daughter and husband, Sarah became consumed by grief. This prompted her to visit a psychic who told her that the deaths of her family was punishment from the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles, and the only way to escape the curse was to keep building a home and never stop. So she obeyed. From 1884 until her death nearly 4 decades later, hammers echoed throughout the night. Workers toiled in endless shifts, adding rooms upon rooms, doors that opened to sudden drops, staircases spiraling into nothing, windows staring into other rooms. A house designed not for the living, but to confuse the dead. Yet no matter how she built, the spirits never left. Neighbors swore that they saw flickering lights in the windows at ungodly hours. Visitors spoke of disembodied footsteps pacing the halls. Sarah herself was said to hold nightly seances in a special room, awaiting instructions from the restless souls on what to build next. When she died in 1922, the building ceased. What remains today is a sprawling labyrinth of over 160 rooms, an architectural riddle soaked in grief and ghostly legend. Step inside and you'll feel it. A chill that clings to the air, whispers that seem to come from nowhere, and the suffocating sense that you may not be walking alone. The Winchester Mystery House is not simply a mansion. It's a mausoleum of sorrow, a snare for spirits, and perhaps still the restless prison of Sarah Winchester herself.